Often say here on the show that we're never really sure exactly the motives behind a lot of the things that Harry and Meghan get up to. I mean, when Prince Harry turned up recently in London, shocked quite a lot of people. I must clear up this message or this sort of story that's going around as well, that he did return to stay at Frogmore Cottage while out in Windsor on that recent visit. Simply not true. He did return to the cottage, but only to align certain things that he now wants to be packed up after the coronation date, which apparently is the cut-off point. That was the deal. He certainly didn't stay on site, all that sort of stuff. Nobody truly knows where he stayed, but it certainly was only a flying visit into the Windsor estate. Always good to clear that up, because the mainstream media decide to tell one story, and as we know, it's always definitely not true. Back as ever, though, to this particular royal breaking story. This really all centres upon Harry's recent visit. Now, when you look at this particular thing, we were told at a certain point earlier that day that Prince Harry would be attending that High Court case over here in London, and we would be able to get some shots of Harry. Now, what's also interesting is, a little bit like when he and Meghan decided to go along to that restaurant over in West Hollywood, they could have gone in the side entrance, they could have gone unnoticed, but right now they're literally gagging for publicity. They know it's the oxygen of what keeps them in the headlines. Few and far between. Make everything a special, make it exciting so that the pictures go around a lot. Hence the reason why Meghan's quieter than a mole right now. You don't see her anywhere. But truly the bottom line was this. If you recall, when Prince Harry decided to turn up, as I told you previously, the car was parked down enough strategically for many of us to get those shots that were required by the news crews. And then this happened, right? He bumped into a paparazzi. Now, normally when you were on as like a press tour or anything where, say Camilla, Charles, William or Catherine are, you're so far back from royalty that really there's no way that you could be caught up in a scuffle. Now, if you also analyze this particular sort of picture, Harry slightly looks bewildered, but not really cut out. And at points almost looks like he's deliberately walking into him, as ever, I have to say, allegedly. But what's also interesting here, which I find very strange, is the fact that nobody reprimanded this said snapper after the event. I was there. Now, if he was such a security case and people were concerned about him, how was he left so unattended by those highly paid security teams? Imagine if this snapper had done something untoward, perhaps carrying a gun or a knife. Now, some might suggest also that this plays very well into the lack of security that could happen to Harry, who is, of course, in the line of succession to the British monarchy. Just proves his point, doesn't it, moving forward? And the other side of the coin is this. As no one's actually bothered to get the details of this particular snapper down, or in fact he's not been brought forward for why did he do it, why didn't he get out of the way, or more importantly, why didn't Prince Harry's security team go and do a very quick clearance ahead of the Prince stepping out of the car? It all remains a bit of a mystery, and a mystery that could be very useful in the future for any side concerned regarding, of course, the, well, shall we say, tangled web of proposed security measures moving forward for Prince Harry. I'll leave you to work the rest of that particular story out. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.